Hello, friends, and welcome to the Cinemondo podcast trailer reaction.
That's
Hey,
right.
everybody.
Trailers.
Yes.
Not
We're
just
gonna-
trailers. Yash trailer.
Yeah.
Yash, look at Kathy's shirt. Yash.
Ah.
And we're going to talk about a movie. But first, before we do that, don't forget to, if you haven't done it, please like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cinemondo. Thanks for all the new subscriptions and comments. Keep them coming. We have a long list of films, Indian films. This is an Indian trailer, Indian film trailer we're going to do. So keep them coming. We really appreciate it. And
Yeah.
this film that we're doing is one that's from a couple of years ago. Kathy, go ahead.
Oh, let's say we already reviewed KGF 2 trailer because it was new, it was coming out, then it was delayed. So now
Right.
we're doing KGF 1 because we needed to be completists about KGF.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of people have asked us to do it. So this is we're kind of doing it, backwards a bit, but that's okay.
but we haven't actually seen this trailer, so we're about to dive in.
There's a lot of love for this movie out there, and
Yes,
we
there
want to
is.
see what it's all about.
Yes.
I know why there's a lot of love, because there's Yash.
There's a lot of Yash love.
Yash. I'm assuming we're saying his name correctly, but
Yeah.
with our American accents.
Yeah.
Let's check it
Okay.
out. The KGF
I'm excited.
Chapter
I
1.
can't wait to
Okay.
see this. The origin story. Okay.
All right. Let's roll that trailer.
We're going to roll the trailer. Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, we're going back.
1951.
Yes.
This must be Burk.
ವಿಧಿಯ ಕೈವಾಡ ಆ ರಾತ್ರಿ 2 ಘಟನೆ ನಡೆಯಿತು. ಆ ಜಾಗನೂ ಹುಟ್ಟಿತು, ಅವನು ಹುಟ್ಟದ.
Badass was born.
क्या चाहिए रे तेरे को?
Seventies.
Yep.
नहीं रे, तेरे बाप की और तेरा बाप मैं हूँ. ನನಗೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಒಂದು ಆನೆ ನುಡಿಬೇಕು. ಹೊರಟ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದ ದಾರಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ತಲುಪೋ ಜಾಗದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ,
Very gritty.
ಅದರ ಅಮಾನುಷ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆನೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Wow.
ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಬೊಕ್ಸೆ ರಕ್ತ ನೋಡಿ ನೀ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಹೆದರ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನು ರಕ್ತ ನದಿಯಾಗರಿಯೋಕ್ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ನೀನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೊರಟ್ಬಿಡು.
ಭಾವನೆಗಳು ಒಳಗಾಗಬೇಡ, ಇಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎದೆಲ್ ಕಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವನಿಗಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಟದು ಇಲ್ಲ.
The hammer.
Boom.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. It hurts.
I love the sleep.
ಹಿಂದೆ 1000 ಜನ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಧೈರ್ಯ ನಿನಗಿದ್ರೆ ಬರೀ ಒಂದು ಯುದ್ಧ ಗೆಲ್ಬೋದು. ಅದೇ ನೀನ್ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರೋ 1000 ಜನ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಪಂಚನೇ ಗೆಲ್ಬೋದು.
Chapter 1.
Damn.
Looks pretty intense.
Wow. Okay. Well, okay.
Talk about an impressively mounted set. I mean, like stage. I mean, it's just like that.
Yeah.
And just all those people, and he stands out above from the crowd, doesn't he? On
Yeah.
his face.
Well, he's got that hair. He got that.
But he
the
just
whole
has that
thing going on.
He has that emotion of just intense.
He
and
does.
he
So
has that
intense.
leader quality. And you can
It's
just
funny, they
definitely
didn't give him hardly any dialogue in this trailer. It was, I don't know if he had any, almost like I think
Was
it
that
might have
his-
been some voiceover.
It seems
that
like a
his
lot of
mother?
voiceover.
Yeah, maybe.
Was that
A
his
lot of
mother saying that
exposition.
Yeah, it's saying that like, if you stand behind
Yes.
versus standing in front, that kind of thing. So
What
it's
I liked
interesting.
about this, it seemed like a combination, definitely some John Wick going on, plus John Wick combined with Mad Max almost, because it gets this kind of the enslaved, people at the end where it looks like he's going to help, rise up against the abusive gold mine, what would they be called? The owners of the
Yeah.
gold mine, or the
Right.
terrible people
Company.
lording it over them and abusing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like he had a pretty hard childhood, from what I can tell. It's like you're seeing.
If those are flashbacks.
Seems like it. It seems like his origin story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems like it's
1951.
a bit of a historical drama,
Yeah.
I mean, it
Well,
may be
I
based.
thought-
Is it based on the true story?
I don't
Well,
know if he's
I
a real
thought
person.
it reminded me of a movie that we talked about on that I talked about on a Cinemundo Unseen episode, Braveheart. It had that vibe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
of
could see
like,
that.
He's sort of like this leader of these oppressed people. In this case,
Mhm.
these people that are working the mines, which is
Yeah.
obviously a dusty, horrible. Your lungs fill with just
Yeah.
dust. And he's leading them out of that against the company, much like Mel Gibson's character William Wallace did against the English, regime. So I got that
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, definitely. I saw that.
And it's based on the reality of. It may not be a true story, but it's based on the realities of history of that area, and that
That
era.
gold mine. Yeah.
Yeah, and things like that happened. Like when you see films like that about American history and unfairness and injustices and things like that have happened, it may not necessarily be note for note exactly like what happened, but you can imagine things like this actually happened. And so here's a dramatization, and there were heroes, there were people who helped, and people who help people rise up. There's always those people.
And who knows, maybe, if somebody out there knows, is this based off some real people? Like maybe it's a combination of people. Maybe there were, more than one person who tried to, right the wrongs that were going on down there. But it sort of seems like it's not so much about him righting the wrongs as he wants to be the owner in a way. He wants
Right.
to be
that what it
the
is?
king
Well,
of
I think
all.
the underworld is involved here. I
Yes.
think there's
Yeah.
a criminal.
Definitely seem mob like.
criminal-
There's a kind of cool
yeah.
red scene disco looking.
There's a criminal family, and he
Mm-hmm.
sort of rises up and sort of, hey, I'm taking over because I want to right some wrongs, but also I want to be the boss, the
Yeah.
boss. Rocky.
I mean, we're
wants to be the
going off
boss.
only the information in this trailer.
It
I
just
mean,
Yeah.
feels that way,
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I
and
imagine
then-
the bad guy's daughter is maybe really beautiful. and
Always.
it's a risk to get involved with her.
Right.
Yeah, and,
right.
Yeah, and that's just catnip for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
And then
Well,
there's
he's a handsome
this
guy.
poster where you see him, looks like he's in the, in the gold mine, and it's sort of, they don't have him with the hammer though. They have him with the shovel in this poster.
I see a hammer in the foreground. Is he about to pick it up?
Maybe that's what it is,
Looks like
because the
it.
hammer seems to be the big iconic image.
I mean,
that
that's
he
a
has.
sledgehammer. That thing hurts.
Yeah.
That thing would not be good.
No.
You don't want that hammer happening.
I don't think you
Dear.
survive getting hit by one of those things.
No.
It's true.
But it looks really well mounted, directed by Prashanth Neel. and starring
I think
Yash.
if you like, stuff like John Wick, like super gritty violence and, the kind of apocalyptic-ish, the conditions of the gold mines, it could be kind of I think a pretty interesting, fun movie going experience.
Well,
I
we
guess I'll say.
know that obviously there was a chapter 2, so this is the origin story.
guess he
of him.
lives.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's sort of and what happens in KGF 2, who knows? But it's like the rise of him, and that's always interesting. I think of him, his character is Rocky, and of course I think of the American Rocky, which is a story
Yeah.
of a rags to riches in the world of boxing. With Sylvester Stallone. So I'm wondering if it mirrors that in a totally different experience, but that sort of thing.
It looks almost
Maybe,
more Scarface. Like when we
Yeah.
did a trailer reaction to this, and we saw him lighting his cigarette on the
Right.
gun
Right,
and all the
right,
jeeps,
right.
exploding.
Yeah.
It almost looks sort of Scarface. I'm not sure if he's a good guy or bad guy. Almost
Yeah, I
watching
wonder.
some of these, so I like that. But it looks like it's amping up everything: production value, stunts, film quality. The whole thing looks like it's just maxing it up for part 2. And I can't wait for that to come out. It
But
should be
yeah,
soon.
is he Spartacus or is he Tony Montana? I don't
Yeah.
know who
Yeah.
he is in the
It might be
trailer.
more Scarfacey than
Yeah.
He has a
Rocky
suit, man, the
Balboa.
great suit. You got the cool
But it
suit.
looks like something definitely we would like to check out. I mean, it's
Yeah, we're
KGF
gonna-
chapter 1 and chapter 2 is coming soon.
All right.
And they're beautiful. The other thing I wanted to note about the production of this thing is beautifully shot. The cinematography. There was one sequence in the trailer where they just went from cut to show all these different sequences.
Yeah.
And it was almost like it was such a short cut that you were almost getting a still image of the composition of the shot.
Yes.
And it was like every shot was just beautiful.
The great rim light.
Beautifully composed, and the lighting, the color, the color balance, color grading, the color temperatures were all really, they made you feel the coloring and the composition and the depth of field and all that makes you feel where you are.
Yes.
Is it hot? Is it dusty? Is it oppressive? Is it claustrophobic? Is it wide open and beautiful? There's one shot of her walking across this grassy field in front of a beautiful house, and suddenly you're in this in this beautiful
Gorgeous.
world, and then it cuts back to the dusty nastiness of the mines. So it just looks like it's beautifully composed and shot, and probably the whole film is going to be
extremely
gorgeous.
well. Yeah, I go back to well mounted, but it just feels like a lot of money all the money is on the screen, and it show you can see it. So it looks great. I'm excited.
Looking forward to
for this
watching
one.
the whole
I know
thing.
it's from 20. We're 4 years behind this, or
We're
3 or
4
4 years behind, but that's
it's a
okay.
bit-
We're catching up.
It's a bit
We're catching
old.
up. We're trying it out.
Yeah.
And always don't forget, tell us what you think about our, review of this and all our films, Indian and non-Indian. We really appreciate any comments and subscriptions if you haven't done that already, and thumbs up, likes or thumbs up on the world of YouTube.
Yeah,
So-
and our new Indian friends who have been telling us all these things to watch, we want to challenge you to check out some of our non-Indian film reviews and episodes, and comment and tell us your reaction to
I would love a
American films
reaction.
and things like that.
That's a good idea.
And see if they hold up to the standards of Indian films.
Yeah, totally.
It's true. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're digging deep, and there's just so many films there's a lot to go through, but we're getting there one by
We're
one.
doing
and
them. We're doing them.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
If you made
Yes.
a suggestion, we will get to it. We promise.
We're gonna
Yes.
try. We're gonna
We're-
because there's
we
so
will.
many. There's so many.
But
All
this
right.
this was fun.
KGF
So
chapter 1.
Thanks very much for watching, as always. Appreciate it. See you soon.
Thanks for watching. Bye.